Living an optimal life means feeling your best, and to feel your best requires great nutrition. If you're having a hard time fitting fruits and vegetables into your everyday routine, I've got a great answer for you. Why don't you make a small investment and buy yourself a juicer? I do it. In fact, I juice every single day and have for a really long time. A juicer doesn't have to require a lot of money. You can buy them sometimes for under $100. I first got introduced to juicing about 10 years ago, and my introduction was a little bit extreme. I went on a juice fast in the Arizona desert. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to jump off the deep end and do it quite like I did, but let me tell you how transformative it was. After a couple of days of feeling a little bit hungry, all of a sudden the hunger dissipated and I found myself with a ton of energy. I slept like a log and I felt great. My skin looked good and it was awesome. It was enough to convince me that there was something there. But the cool part, the real transformation for me, and the thing that shoved me over the edge and said, this is something you're going to be doing the rest of your life, was the fact that when I got done juicing, all of the fruits and vegetables, all of the foods that I ate after juicing, once my palate had been cleared, tasted different. Real fruits and vegetables suddenly taste better, and processed foods suddenly taste worse. So right there is an answer for you. So consider a juice fast, but for right now, all I'm going to ask you to do is consider incorporating juices into your everyday life. Now, when I say consider incorporating juices into your everyday life, how much am I talking and what am I talking? This is 24 ounces of juice, and this is what I juice a minimum of every day. I will often go up to as much as 32 ounces, which isn't that much more than that, but that really makes me feel full, and it's a heck of a lot of great nutrition and great hydration. Those are a couple of the reasons, for starters, that we do juicing anyway. Hydration's really important. Most of us know we don't get enough water as it is. There's a lot of water contained in these fruits and vegetables and thus in the juice that I just drank. Then let's talk about the vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and nutrition that you're ingesting. Now just think about it. In this container of juice, there's probably half a head of romaine. I've got some broccoli, a little bit of kale. I've got cucumbers, celery. I've sweetened it with apple and added a little bit of lemon for flavor. That's a lot of nutrition. That's a lot of vitamins and minerals. And most of us could probably say we don't get that much in a day just by eating foods themselves. So where do you start? Well, I'm going to suggest that if you're not a juicer already, that you begin by using a little bit of sweet blends. So what does that mean? That might mean carrots, for example. Now, carrots are a really good beginner juice. I like to pair my carrots with other fruits and vegetables. For example, carrots blend really well and easily with a lot of things. They go great with celery, just carrots and celery, or they go great with cucumber. A carrot and apple blend is a really nice thing. And add a little ginger. That'll ramp up the flavor, and if you like your things spicy, add a lot of ginger. It's all good for you. And ginger's anti-inflammatory, so there's a lot of good nutrition that you're getting in your glass. Now, as you get a little bit more seasoned, or if you're there already and you've already mastered some of the sweeter juices, let's move into the green juices. So, for example, a big head of romaine lettuce is going to give you a great yield. Also cucumbers, zucchini. Stick with mostly greens and then just add a little bit of fruits and vegetables for seasoning. Somewhere on this tray I've got a pear. Pear will replace for apples, and that would be a really nice little blend. If you have lemons and like lemons, use those by all means, but also consider limes as a citrus. Now, here's the cool thing. When I'm juicing, I don't peel my limes or my lemons. I just throw them in there, rind, seeds, and all. Another thing, I see a lot of people making juicing difficult. Either they buy the wrong juicer and they have to cut up the pieces really small because when they bought the juicer, they didn't look at the size of the feeder chute and they didn't realize that the size of the feeder chute is the size that the fruits and vegetables have to be when they go inside. If you buy a juicer that has a big feeder chute, you can actually put a whole apple in there without having to do any cutting. Think how much time that's going to save you. The other thing is, people ask me all the time, do I have to peel my fruits and vegetables? The answer is usually not. Now, there's a few exceptions. I do peel oranges if I'm going to be throwing them through a juicer that's not a citrus juicer. I don't peel carrots. I do peel pineapples. So the rule of thumb is, if it's got a really thick rind and it would maybe either mess up your juicer or if it wouldn't taste good, like oranges, And so you might ask yourself, so why can I juice lemons and limes but not oranges since they're all citrus? And the answer is, first of all, the surface area of these fruits is a little bit less, so you're not getting quite as much of the skin. The second thing is, and trust me, I've tried this because I didn't believe it. If you throw oranges in and leave the rinds, it tastes bitter, and this is the worst part, it numbs your lips, so when you talk, you sound like you just had a shot of Novocaine. So try it if you want to, if you're one of those people that has to do it yourself, but believe me, it's not worth it. Okay, so I've convinced you that you're gonna do some juicing, right? So how much and when and what's all those things? Okay, first thing in the morning is the best time to juice. It's the time of day, one, that you need the most nutrition and the energy, and two, I've found that it's a great replacement, believe it or not, for coffee. Now, is it easy to make the replacement right away? No. You're probably gonna have to do both. But at some point or another, you'll find that the juice is so energizing and energy-giving that you'll be able to say goodbye to the caffeine, and won't that be a nice thing to be done with? The second thing is, having it first thing in the morning means you've gotten all this nutrition in you right away. So no matter how many bad decisions you make the rest of the day, you've got a good base for support. And the truth of the matter is, when you've started out on the right foot, you're probably going to stay on the right foot. Now, I know that by telling you to juice first thing in the morning, you're saying to me, Sheree, I'm already busy first thing in the morning. Don't ask me to add another thing, especially juice and then clean the juicer and all that. I have an answer for you. What I like to do is I'll juice sometimes. If I know it's going to be a busy morning, I'll juice at night before I go to bed. And so I know that juices are best when they're freshly pressed, and that's a great thing. But second best is if you do them the night before and they've only been in the fridge for a small amount of time. So I'll juice my juice. I'll take the lid, because I'm storing this in a mason jar, I'll put the lid on the top. I bought a little attachment. These are $10. You can find them. These are part of a food saver. You put this on the top, and there's a handheld device that you can get that you turn this on, and it will take the air out and actually seal this so that it's completely sealed, and you can put it in overnight, and the air won't get there and then start degrading your juice. So that would be one great solution. So I've taken away your excuse for juicing at night. I hope that I've taken away all of the excuses that you had for juicing. Trust me, it tastes really good. You're going to feel good as a result. A juicer's not expensive. You can juice the night before. So I've given you all the reasons why you should and none of the reasons why you shouldn't. So let me ask you, what the fork are you waiting for?